I bought the most expensive and the cheapest pocket knives I could find online, and today we are going to test them to see which one is actually better. Does price really mean quality? We have all of these to test today, starting with this one, which honestly does not even look like a pocket knife when you take a closer look. It was the cheapest of them all, but it is still pretty interesting. It has a clip so you can attach it to your belt or your pants. The blade is about 3 to 4 centimeters long, and we are going to test it right now. But before that, I want to show you why I have this container here. This pocket knife allows you to attach a lighter, so you just slide it in like this. That way, you basically have two tools in one. A knife you can use whenever you need it, and a lighter as well. We are going to do two tests. First, a sharpness test, trying to cut a piece of paper, and then a tougher one, trying to cut a piece of bamboo. This first knife is not very sharp, but that is where the other feature comes in, the lighter. You cannot cut the paper, but you can definitely set it on fire. I think this test might be too much for this pocket knife, but let us give it a try anyway. The idea is to cut this piece of bamboo using as few strikes as possible. Music. I have already lost count of how many strikes I made. This pocket knife is simply too small for this. It was not designed for that kind of use. After all, it cost me 15 rays. It was the cheapest one in today's video. Let us move on to the next one. It looks cool, but it is not efficient at all. The next pocket knife has a much more solid build. It is thicker, feels sturdier, and has a much nicer overall finish. Part of it is wood, part of it is metal, and it cost me 30 rays. The blade is not even 4 centimeters long, so this is also not a pocket knife made for survival style tests. But let us try the paper test anyway. Man, these small pocket knives are really not coming very sharp, huh? Maybe the price explains that? Wow, it is not cutting well at all. I honestly doubt it will be able to cut the bamboo either. Okay, but there is already a small difference here. I have probably hit this about 50 times already. Like I said, this pocket knife was not made for this kind of test, but it is working. It might take me another hour, but eventually it would cut through. This is the 30 Ries knife. It did not perform well on the paper test, and on the bamboo it did better than the previous one, but so far none of them have delivered what I would call excellent performance. The next pocket knife is shaped like a small bomb. It looks really cool, and it also has a strap so you can attach it to your pants or your gear. Here, everything is made of high-quality metal, well-finished, and the blade is larger, looking more robust and durable. Let us see how it performs in the tests. I really hope the Kaboom knife does not disappoint me. Wow, this very first cut was already much better than the others. Oh wow, it is not exactly like cutting butter, but it is cutting much better than the others. Once I figured out the right way to use it, everything became much easier. This pocket knife cost me 48 Ries. It cut paper much better thanks to a sharper edge, and once I got used to it, it also handled the bamboo pretty well. I struck it so many times that I lost count, but even so, cutting was much easier than with the others. These three were the cheapest pocket knives in today's video. Now get ready because the elite level is about to begin, starting with this one. Its price is almost 3 times higher than the others. This one cost 120 Ries. It also has a strap here so you can attach it to your clothes. And it has this shotgun style shape, which I honestly thought was the coolest part. It even has this wooden section here, polished wood, which looks really nice. It is locked right now, but when we pull this small part down and press this button, it opens automatically. Besides the gigantic blade, which I will not even comment on, it also comes with a small flashlight. Look at this. It lights up about as much as my finger. It is clearly more decorative than functional, right? It almost looks like a telescope, but okay, paper test. Wow, you can really see the difference in edge quality compared to the others. At first glance, you can easily tell this one is on a completely different level. Now let us test it on the bamboo. Man, this is gonna cut very easily. Wow, this is way easier than all the others. I am not going to finish cutting through the bamboo so we can keep a fair comparison, but just look at this little knife. In both tests, it performed extremely well, and on top of that, it is very beautiful. The next pocket knife was quite expensive, but it is more about style than actual functionality. It has this whole Batman-inspired style, which looks really cool, and it also has a strap so you can attach it to your belt. And unlike all the others, this one hides some unusual blades, one on each side, which is pretty unique. This knife cost me 190 Rs, and look how completely different the blade design is. There is a very sharp tip on one side and another on the opposite side. Let us see if it is really sharp. Oh yeah, it ripped it, it definitely cut. The blade feels awkward because of this strange shape, but honestly it does cut. And that is mainly because of this very unusual design. It is not a good knife for clean cuts, but it can tear things apart in a very aggressive way. So now let us test it on a banana tree. Music. Clearly, for this kind of function, it performs extremely well. These small blade tips here can rip through almost anything. They are so sharp that they completely shredded this material. But like I said, it does not have the weight or power for heavy chopping. That is not what it is designed for. The next knife looks like a pair of brass knuckles, and honestly, I believe it would work very well as one too. If you ever got into a fight and used it, it would be an effective self-defense tool. On top of that, just look at this design. The finish is beautiful, there is a skull here, and the pattern looks really nice. It is made entirely of metal, very rigid and resistant. The blade deploys when you pull this trigger. And seriously, this thing is thick, solid, and looks extremely sharp. It feels like a very sturdy knife. And that is why it cost me 220 Rs. But the real question is, was it worth that price? Let us do the first test and find out. I have to admit though, its grip is the best of all so far. And the handle design is excellent as well. Alright, you get the idea. It was absolutely flawless in the paper test and also when cutting bamboo. Man, bamboo really makes it easy to analyze each knife's cutting performance. The first one struggled a lot, then it became easier and easier to cut, and the striking performance kept improving. Until we reached this one, which was clearly the best of them all, this one right here. It was a truly unique pocket knife. I did not weigh it, but now I want to hear your thoughts on all of these knives. Which one did you like the most? Leave your answer in the comments and I will see you in the next video. A big hug to everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.